share with you is about hope theory. What is that? What does hope mean to you guys when you think of hope? What comes to mind? That's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word hope.
Never give up.
Never give up? Okay. What else?
Patience.
Patience? What else comes to mind? Never give up? Patience, yep.
To try.
To try? Yep. Opportunities? Great. So what I'll share with you is some psychological theory, right? There might be other definitions of hope or other ways to think about it. That's great, that's fine. I'll just share with you one way of doing that and one way of thinking about hope. And once I get this going here. So hope theory has three main elements. The first one for hopeful thinking is you have to have a goal. So you have to be hopeful about something. And what's important about hope is that you think, let's say this is you here, that you think that you can make something or do something to reach this goal. Right? One hope researcher described hope as believing that the future can be better and that you have the power to make it so. Right? So there's these two elements. There's an element of optimism, of thinking that it will work out, but also an element of I have an active role in making this happen. Then the two more pieces here. We have the first piece, the goal. The second piece is the pathway to reach your goal. And then here, the drive, the motivation for this person to actually use this pathway. So we have the pathway, and we have the agency. Now you guys mentioned obstacles or struggling, trying, right? So that's what happens in life, right? That's normal. So hopeful thinking is about anticipating that barriers show up, right? Obstacles can show up. And what do hopeful people do in these moments? They try to find alternative pathways. The first try might be just to try the same thing, but harder, more agency, more motivation. That might be something that you try, but before you waste all your energy in going through this wall, you might think about, well, is there a way around it? Is there another way? Is there a way below it? Right? So that's what hopeful people do. They develop different pathways and they do not give up. They keep trying. Hopeful people also have an understanding of why do they pursue their goal. Right? When you struggle about something, and it's hard, if you know why you're doing something, that gives you energy, right? That gives you motivation. It gives you a sense of purpose of pursuing this goal. So these are the key elements of the theory of hope. We have a goal, we have pathways, and we have agency. Do you have any questions or comments? Right, so obstacles are seen as something normal, and we have to learn to deal with it. So here is one trick that hopeful people use. When they have a goal and they know one way to do it, they think about what might go wrong. What could be an obstacle that could show up before it even shows up, right? So kind of think about it as you're leaving your house at home. Kind of looks cloudy. You think, oh, it might rain. Well, what's the solution for rain? What could you do if you would anticipate rain? What would you do? Pack an umbrella, right? So that would be one pathway. I'm going to bring an umbrella. What else?
Bring a jacket.
Bring a jacket? Bring a jacket. What else?
Take the car instead of the bike.
Take the car instead of the bike, right? What else? All right, so you see just within 15 seconds we have 3 different options how to deal with rain. And research shows that if you plan things before you have the problem, you tend to come up with better solutions, and plus you have the solution ready, right? You're not all stressed out. Let's say you don't own a jacket, you don't own a car, you don't own an umbrella, and it rains. Well, chances are you might get wet. But if you anticipate certain things, then you have it ready and you can deal with stressors as they come along. So this here is in a nutshell, is the theory of hope. And what I would like you guys to do is to think about a time in your experience at Fresno State where you used this kind of thinking, where you had to come up with different pathways, where you had to come up with agency. And just take 2-3 minutes. Can you think of times where you had to do this kind of thinking? And I keep saying thinking, but it's also feeling, right? It's also something emotional. It's both. You feel that you can do it, you have an urge to do it, you want to do something, and then you try to figure out how can you do it. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Yeah? Okay. All right, so 3 minutes. Think about a few times where you use this kind of thinking. Just for your own, and make a list of occasions where you used it.